Hello, if you're returning here, welcome back. And if you're new here, my name's May and I love to knit and crochet, and I also happen to be visually impaired. So on my channel, I like to describe things for other people who might be visually impaired. So this video opens with a picture that says, "Welcome to my channel," spelled out in blue and red yarn. If you're wondering how somebody who's visually impaired, right? Somebody who's had 3 guide dogs and currently uses a white cane when I'm out of my home can crochet. Well, on on Tuesday, April 1st, and no, it was not an April Fool's joke, I posted a video describing how to double crochet for the visually impaired, meaning I demonstrate it and I also use my words and describe to you how somebody can double crochet by feel. I go in depth into the process. Now, so if you're interested, like if you're just curious and you want to know how somebody can crochet by feel, you can check out that video. If you already crochet and maybe you're having some vision issues and you're thinking I might have to give it up, or you've already given up crocheting in colors like black and colors that are hard for you to see, well, you can check out that video so that when you're working with colors that you can't see, you can know how to do it. And of course, if you're visually impaired and you're looking for a hobby, well, check out that video. It will explain it to you. So now I do have to say, if you have some sight, I did cut my finger that day, maybe the day before, don't remember, maybe that day. So if you have some sight, I was wearing a band-aid and I did not realize that it was kind of bloody in the video. So if you're squeamish about blood, it might be a video for you to pass on. If I think about it, who knows? Maybe I'll redo that video explaining how you double crochet by feel minus the bloody bandage. So anyways, I just thought I'd make a really brief video today. Let's talk about stash busting. Yeah, you know it. I was going through my stash, which I actually call yarn mountain. I mean, I'm well past a little stash. People are like, "Oh, I got my yarn stash." I'm like, "Oh, that's cute," right? I have a yarn mountain. It is so high, I have to step on a stool and reach way over my head. Okay, so I was doing some excavating in yarn mountain, and I happened to come across a little bag that had 1 skein and then just a little bit more, like maybe 1/8 of a skein left of the Knit Picks We Crochet cotton linen, which is a DK weight yarn. It's a cotton linen blend in the color, here's the label if you have some sight, in the color Swan. Now swan sounds like a pretty color to me. I like swans. I do. They're beautiful and they're graceful. So of course I bought some of that yarn. And then my mom tells me, "Oh, you can't wear that color." See, I am visually impaired and I'm also completely colorblind. So I don't really have a good idea of when I can't wear colors. It's a problem sometimes. So I bought the yarn, so I'm thinking, what am I going to do with it? Right? She says Swan, which Knit Picks and We Crochet give the best color descriptions on the internet. That's why I give them a lot of money and give them most of my business. I was thinking it was going to be a white, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Swans probably are a little bit of a beige or like a yellow white. I don't know for sure. I've seen swans, but I don't actually know what color they are. They describe it as a little bit of an off-white or a beigey white with just some yellow undertones. And my mom says, that has too much yellow for you to wear. So I'm thinking, well, now what am I going to do with it, right? So I knit myself a tote bag, like a market tote. I did not bring it with me at this very moment. Sorry about that. It's knit and it's mesh. But then what did that leave me with? Oh, about 1 little skein and just a little bit more. So I tucked it away in Yarn Mountain, and then I just came across it yesterday, and I thought, what am I gonna do with that? Got it out, right? I actually had a couple, like 3 other projects in mind, okay? And I was thinking, well, maybe I should get this out, do some stash busting. What am I gonna do with that? And I thought, is it enough to make a water bottle sling? If you watched the previous video I made about Dishy, I talked about water bottle slings. I just love these. I even brought my water bottle here today. This is a previous one that I knit in the Lion Brim Martha Stewart cotton hemp, which is a discontinued yarn. Very sad about that. But I love the hemp and the hemp blends for those types of products. When you want something, I live by a train track that is really durable. Then the cotton hemp was just perfect for it. So if you're visually impaired, the color, I thought it was going to be more of a light purple, the way that they described the color. Apparently, it's more of a pink. That just totally blew my mind when my mom told me that. I was like, are you sure? Based upon the color label, can't remember what it was. It was sounding like a light purple to me. So I was kind of shocked when she said it was more of a pink purple. But let's see, I did it from the bottom up. And so you start with like your little circle. And honestly, I don't even remember how I did the base of this. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and rethink that one because I can't quite figure out how I did that. But I'm sure I'll figure it out at some point. But I know that I added some yarn overs. I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It feels like I did 8, probably 8 stitches, and then did an increase after each stitch, like 8, and then a yarn over, and then expanded at 8 points. That's what it's feeling like, but I don't know for sure. And then I just did a simple mesh for the body, did some, I think, feels like Knit 2 Purl 2 ribbing, did some I-cord for the strap, and of course when I'm out going just for a stroll, I love to have a little cell phone pouch too that I attach to it. I did the pouch in cable, just a really simple cable, sewed a button onto there. And I just love these when I'm going out for a walk or whatever, getting some exercise, hanging out, sitting on the deck even, whatever. Super handy. I'm all about hydration. I think it's really important. So most people are dehydrated and don't even know it. And then it makes them more prone to illness and infection and kidney problems and all kinds of health issues. So I'm a big fan of hydration. So I like to have my water bottles with me all the time. And I used to be very fit and work out at the gym like 6 days a week and do dragon boat paddling down Portland coast, all the things. So I always had water on me then. So that's still a habit of mine, even though I'm not doing those things anymore. But I love the water bottle slings. For me, they're just another fun accessory, right? So I think that they're great Stashbuster projects. So that's what I did when I found the one skein of the Knit Pigs, Kotlin, and Swan. I knew I couldn't make myself, well, I had one skein. So couldn't do too much with it. But I went with water bottle sling. So here it is. It's done for the most part. I think I did 6 increases on this one. And if you don't know yet, I really love to design my own projects. I love to work on the fly, just create as I go, sit there. And sometimes it takes multiple times. This one did not. I did the math right for the increases. I really did. I did the mathin'. I was doing some mathin', and I did it right. I've got a spiral in there with 6 increases on the bottom, and then I've got some garter stitch, and then of course if you watch my channel at all, you know I did vine lace. I love vine lace, and I also want to do a whole video on vine lace showing you all the cool stuff you can do with it. So far so good. Check that out. This is the main body. This is still a work in progress, meaning it's not done yet because I haven't done the cord yet, but I had enough. This was the skein that I had enough left. I wasn't trying to decide, do I have enough to do like a coordinating cell phone pouch for it too? And I believe that I do. So I've started the cell phone pouch as well. Same thing, just took off a few stitches on each side, right? When you design for my cell phone, it's not as big as a water bottle, so I took off about 4 stitches, 2 on each, 2 stitches on each side, front and back, right? There's 2 sides to it, and then on each side. So 2 stitches from like the front on the right, 2 stitches from the front on the left, and then the same thing will be on the back. So it took out 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 stitches total compared to the water bottle. So I think that cell phone pouch doesn't need to be that big, right? I mean, I do have a big cell phone, but not that big. So I believe I'm going to have enough yarn left to finish the cell phone pouch, and then also do the I-cord, right? Do the little flap on top, do the I-cord for the pouch, do the I-cord for the sling. And what I'm trying to decide now, does any of you else like to do water bottle slings? Do you do D-rings on yours? Do you just, the pink and purple one, I did not do any metal hardware at all. I just sewed the straps on, right? Just sewed them on there. Nothing fancy. I'm not good at sewing. That is not my strength. So there's nothing fancy about it at all. So, but I was still trying to decide, do I just want to sew straps on, or do I want to do hardware? Do some of you people like to add like actual metal hardware to either like your totes, your market bags, purses, water bottles, things? I was thinking like D-rings, or even like carabiners and clips, and that way you could unclip the strap, or you could clip it to a purse or another bag. You could clip your keys on there. I don't know. I was just playing around with that idea. So I haven't done that yet, but I do have, I'm pretty sure I got some carabiners around here. So I was thinking about that, entertaining that idea. So I would love to hear from anybody else who has, likes to make either handbags or totes or purses or water bottle slings. Do you add hardware to your projects? Do you do the D-rings? Do you do the carabiners? I'm still thinking about it. This is still definitely a work in progress. So while I think about that, right, while I'm letting that percolate in my mind, I'm just going to work on the cell phone pouch to coordinate, right? How fun is that? And then I don't sew them together, so that it's optional. If I don't want my cell phone in there, I just pull that one off. And of course, the cell phone pouch is big enough. If you were going someplace, you could tuck in your keys or your debit card or whatever. Some pickup bags for the dog. If you're taking, these are great for taking the dog out for a walk or to the park. So, not quite finished yet, but I think that these little water bottle slings and cell phone pouches, perfect stash busters, right? When you got one little lonely skein left over, cotton linen, perfect yarn for it, right? So, if anybody else makes those, let me know. And if you're blind or visually impaired, yes, I am wearing the blue cardie today. It shows up in many of my videos. It is a cable blue cardie with pockets that I knit and designed myself. I show it in many videos. I don't think I've worn it in a video before, but today I'm wearing it. And if you're visually impaired, this video ends with a picture that says thank you for watching. Also spelled out in blue and red yarn. Alrighty, it's a quick one today, just talking stash busting. Let me know what your favorite stash busting projects are. Bye-bye.
Stop recording button.
If you don't know yet, I am blinded by light, which is why I do most of my filming in the dark. But I know that most people who are visually impaired are night blind, and so I know they prefer light in the pictures. And if you're visually impaired, I know you like close-ups, because I still have a little bit of sight, and I like things up close so that I can zoom in a little bit. So here is a close-up of the Vine Lace water bottle pouch. So far, the little spiral bottom to it. And here is a close-up of the Vine Lace cell phone pouch that I'm working on because of the 2 decreases. It's got the slip one, knit one, pass slip stitch over, and the knit 2 together. So together they kind of make this little point. It's not really noticeable by the time you put your phone in there, but you do get that with Vine Lace. So those are close-ups of that if you're visually impaired. And if you didn't see this in the previous video, on this sheet, here's some nice close-ups of the water bottle sling that is maybe pink or maybe purple. That's made in the Cotton Hemp by Lion brand. That's your audio description for this. Here's the cell phone pouch with the cable and the button. Close-ups and description for the visually impaired. And as always, creativity is for everyone, whether you can see or you see like me, not so much, or you don't see at all. Creativity is for everyone. And remember, no matter what it is, whether it's knitting or crocheting or sewing or quilting or beading or sculpting or writing or whatever it is that you do to express yourself, today is a great day to craft and create. Thanks for listening.